Seekers of truth and knowledge, gather round. It's 21 questions. It's a trivia podcast. My name's Mike. I run a company called Trivia Tribe, and over the last 22 years, I've done thousands of trivia shows in pubs and clubs around the place. Now we are in your phone as well with this podcast. Let's get started. Question 1. In the nursery rhyme that starts, "Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been?" who does the cat visit in London? The pussycat visits the Queen. I've been to London to visit the Queen. Question 2. In which sport is double dribble a violation? Double dribble is a naughty thing to do in basketball. Question 3. Which of these creatures are invertebrates? Jellyfish, monkeys, or kangaroos? Invertebrates means they don't have a backbone, and that would make the jellyfish the correct answer, although the science nerds would tell us that there is no such thing as jellyfish anymore because they are technically not fish. They are now correctly known as sea jellies. Now, if you've learned something from that particular fact, that does not mean you've learnt your one thing for the day and you can stop listening. I need you. Question 4. True or false? Was that a bit pathetic? I feel like that might have been a bit pathetic. Anyway, true or false, Flea, whose real name is Michael Peter Balzery, from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, was born in Melbourne, Australia. Could that possibly be true? Yep, Flea's an Aussie, born in Melbourne. Question 5. Which city is the capital of New Zealand? Capital of New Zealand is Wellington. I've done some shows in Wellington, and if there's anyone from Wellington listening, I do have some New Zealand listeners. I would love to know if the James Cabaret is still a venue. That's where we performed it. So it's a long time ago. It's 15 years maybe. I'd love to know if it's still there. I could just Google it, of course, but I'd rather have the listener engagement where you contact me. Wouldn't that be fun? Question 6. Which pop star was once married to one of her backing dancers whose name was Kevin Federline? That'd be Britney Spears. Question 7. From Britney Spears to martial arts weapons. What martial art weapon consists of 2 sticks connected at their ends with a short chain or rope? They're the nunchucks or the nunchucker, and I bought some when I was a kid. They were foam ones, they were practice ones, but I bought them from a martial arts store. They were the real deal. And let me tell you, nothing kills your enthusiasm for learning how to use nunchuckers than smacking yourself in the back of the head with one. I just went, ow, ow, ow. You know what? I might go back to cricket. I still get hurt in cricket, but not like that and not by myself. After question 7, we do the first clues for the episodes Who Am I? Today, it's a person. Who am I? I was born in Pittsburgh in 1928 to Slovak immigrant parents and began my career as a commercial illustrator in New York City. During the 1960s, I became a leading figure in a new art movement that drew inspiration from advertising, celebrity culture, and everyday consumer products. Do you know who that is yet? Do you even suspect anyone? Doesn't matter if you don't, we've got more clues coming for you after question 14. Question 8. According to the story, anything King Midas touched turned to what? Gold. And of course that became very impractical for him in his day-to-day life. Question 9. The binary system of numbers uses which 2 digits? Shout out to the computer nerds right now that are going, oh, that's so easy, 1 and 0 per there. And I guess for some people it is. Question 10, famous quote question. Did Noel Coward or Oscar Wilde quote, "I like long walks, especially when they're taken by people who annoy me"? Now, here's the thing. Noel Coward and Oscar Wilde were both very, very good at the biting, sarcastic comment. I think it was Oscar Wilde where someone said, "I drove past your house yesterday," and he said, "Thank you very much." They're both worth a Google. They're both very interesting. Noel Coward is accused of having been a spy in World War II, I believe it was. I think it was World War II, might have been World War One. Anyway, he's accused of being a spy in one of the wars, and he is in fact the person that said the "I like long walks, especially when they're taken by people who annoy me" quote. Good. Question 11, is it true or false? True or false? There are 3 American states whose names begin and end with the letter A. You need a little bit longer to think about that one because it's tricky. But the answer is true. There's Arizona, there's Alaska, and there's Alabama. Question 12. On which 1960s TV sitcom did Dick Sargent replace Dick York as the male lead character whose name was Darren Stevens? It was Bewitched. Do you remember Bewitched? They did I think Nicole Kidman starred in a movie version of that a bunch of years ago as well. But yes, the lead character of Darren was replaced by an actor who looked a bit the same. In each case, their first name was Dick. Dick as a name hasn't really kicked on, has it? There aren't too many people officially called Dicks anymore. Not officially. Question 13. Which Indian city was called Bombay until they renamed it in 1996? That's Mumbai. The Indian people over a period of time have taken away the names given to them by the English, or the names given to places by the English, and restored them to names that they chose for themselves, which I think is fair enough. Question 14. What is a baby or a newborn shark called? By that I mean a newborn dog is a puppy, a newborn cat is a kitten. What do we call a newborn shark? A shark pup. That makes them sound cute and cuddly, and they probably are, until their mum shows up and says, "What are you doing with my babies?" And then you're in trouble. More clues now for the Who Am I. If you remember, it's a man who is involved in New York's art scene, making art around everyday things, whole pop culture stuff. I may have just said too much. Here we go. My New York studio, known as The Factory, became a famous gathering place for artists, musicians, and socialites. I designed album covers for bands including the Velvet Underground, the Rolling Stones, and Diana Ross. In 1968, I survived a near-fatal shooting that dramatically changed my life and work. Is that becoming more clear to you now? There's more clues coming up that will absolutely give it away after question 20. Question 15. Which vegetable begins with C and has one of each vowel in its name? Let it be the cauliflower. Cauliflower, which I cannot countenance due to the fact that we were force-fed them as children. Shout out to my mum, who is not listening unless there is really good Wi-Fi in the afterlife. Question 16. What surname links the author of the original James Bond novels as well as the Australian discoverer of penicillin? It'd be Fleming. Now, Ian Fleming wrote the James Bond novels, and he wrote Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, did you know? What a weird little crossover. And also Alexander Fleming was one of 3 people credited with the invention of penicillin. Question 17. When I say that, I think 3 of them shared the Nobel Prize for it. Could be wrong about all of that. You should never believe anything I say, and not just in trivia. Question 17. How many children were in Enid Blyton's famous 5? Not really a trick question, but a tricky question. If you didn't know anything about the famous 5, you would go, I don't know, is it 5? Is it 5? But no, it's not. It's 4, because the famous 5, think of the song, we are the famous 5, Julian, Dick, and George, and Timmy the dog. Timmy's a dog. And George is a boy. No, George is a girl. George is a girl with boy characteristics. Oh dear, I've just assumed George's gender. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble from the woke police. Never mind, we'll just get on with it. Question 18. The Emperor's Palace, or Forbidden City, is located in which city? Is it in Beijing? Is it in Shanghai? Or is it in Hong Kong? The Emperor's Palace is in Beijing. You can go there. It's also called the Forbidden City. You can go there. It's apparently quite magnificent. Question 19 on this podcast is always an alive or dead, although I'm thinking about doing some social media posts to give this podcast a little bit of a kick along, and ChatGPT says I should call it still alive or not so much, because apparently TikTok and Instagram will get sad if I use the word dead. So question 19, alive or not so alive? That's going to take some getting used to. Anyway, Tina Turner, singer of We Don't Need Another Hero, Nutbush, all of that. Is Tina Turner alive or not so much? Tina Turner, not so much, passed away in 2023, only a couple of years ago. I couldn't remember if she had or not. Question 20 is a music question, or more specifically the music from a musical question. Which musical do the songs Science Fiction and Time Warp appear in? Two correct answers, I suppose. There's the Rocky Horror Show, which is what they call the live version that you see in the theatre, and there's the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which of course was the movie version. Okay, final clues now for the Who Am I? Here we go. Who am I? I'm widely credited with the line, in the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes. My colourful images of Campbell's soup cans and Marilyn Monroe help make me one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. I am Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol, he is absolutely worth a Google. Portrayed by Jim Carrey and I think The Man in the Moon. Am I right about that? I think I am. Absolutely worth a Google either way. Alrighty, that is 21 questions done, but I'm now finishing each episode with a player question. It's a really fun thing. I'm enjoying this. I invite you, whoever you are and wherever you are listening, to submit to me a trivia question of your own devising. When I say your own devising, please don't make up the answer. Send me a question that there is a definitive answer to and that people might know. So please don't send me what is my mother's maiden name, okay? Because I can't use that. But I will use every serious question that is sent to me, and I will credit you as the author of that question or the curator of that question, and I'll give you a shout out on the podcast. Send me the questions via the 21 questions page on Facebook. Before I get to the player question, first of all, Corrections Corner. Now, if this was a radio show, I'm from radio back in the day. If this is a radio show, we'd have a sting. A sting is like a little musical intro to do with Corrections Corner. It'd be Corrections Corner or something like that. Corrections Corner. I don't know. Anyway, Corrections Corner. Glenn from Caboolture has been in touch. Glenn is a regular correspondent in my world, and he has taken issue with the Glasshouse Mountains questions that we did very early on. I think episode 10 or 11 or 12, but early on when we first started doing listener questions, and he said, "Oi!" like that. He said, "Oi! You said Captain James Cook discovered the Glasshouse Mountains. He was only a lieutenant at the time." All right. Yep. Sure. Not me rolling my eyes so hard at you, Glenn. No, you're right. And the facts matter. The details matter in these things, Glenn. You're absolutely right. He was a lieutenant, and I'm pretty sure when he got back to England, the monarch at the time went, "Oh, you found the Glasshouse Mountains. I shall make you a captain." All words to that effect. You're quite right. Anyway, last episode's player question was from David from Petrie. And he said, how many beaches does Australia have? And the answer is 10,865. That's a lot of beaches, you guys. You could visit one every day for 32 years and only just see them all, and only once. And if you do that, I highly recommend sunscreen. Sunscreen is your friend. Okay, this episode's question comes from Joy from Kalanga. Kalanga is a suburb in Brisbane, and I should know because I live there. How many colours does a dog primarily see in? Very interesting, because dogs see things differently to the way we do. Answer next episode. Thank you, Joy. That's a good one. Alrighty. Now, if you would like to be like David from Petrie and Joy from Kalanga, please send me a trivia question on the 21 Questions Facebook page, and I will use it in a future show. And I'm getting a lot of them come in now, but don't let that deter you, because I'm thinking about doing an entire episode of player questions. I just think that'd be fun. So send me them. I'm going to need quite a few for that. Obviously, I'm going to need 21 of them. Send them to me. This podcast comes out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I love that I'm becoming part of people's routines on those days or any other day that you choose to listen to some trivia. I've been Mike Van Acker. This has been so much fun. Thank you. Catch you next time. Bye.